Hey, awesome people, YouTube. Welcome back to another Warhammer 40k Darktide video. In this one, I'll be going over a Zealot build. This one is a more support build. But before we get started, I do have some news about possible giveaway. If my channel, this channel, can get up to 500 subscribers by November 12th, which is my birthday, I will be doing $25 gift card giveaway. So again, I have to be done starting now, October 11th, which is when it comes out, until November 12th. We can get to 500 subscribers. I'll be doing a $25 gift card giveaway. All right, with that said, well, let's get into the build. It's still kind of a bit of work in progress in terms of like some of the gear. Like the Curiouses, I'm trying to get better. I wanted 20% max health on one of the blessings. Sprint efficiency, I'm not gonna roll this one because this one is not great. Sprint efficiency, toughness, max health. This one, also maybe instead of like sprint on one sprint efficiency and the other one is more order dockets, toughness, max health. Max health I can bypass and for more sprint efficiency. The reason why order dockets is so I can craft more. I haven't done it because it's gonna cost me a lot to do each one. And for one of the other Curiouses, I definitely want more wounds, so I can be in a fight more without being captured. Sprint efficiency, toughness, max health, or dockets. That's what I'm looking for. I just haven't rolled this. I have to roll a lot of gear. For a flamer, which is what I enjoy, you can go with a bolter or a different weapon. Not a bolter specifically, but just another weapon that you prefer. I went with the flamer just so I can kind of zone enemies out or burn them when the team gets overrun by horde, and when the bosses I can apply a lot of burn damage. This one is not the greatest. I definitely want more damage, cloud radius, ammo, burn, mobility, not necessarily. Reload speed I want just so I can reload faster, because you don't have much ammo, and reloading fast allows me to do continuous amount of burn on the boss, and then switch to my heavy eviscerator and then just smack them with crit damage or crit strike chance. The blessings I like. I just want a higher versions. Quick flame reload speed if empty. And since I'll just be holding it down for a horde or for a boss, will allow me to reload it a little faster. Blaze away, more power for every 10% of the magazine spent during continuous fire. Stacks up to 5 times. Not bad. I know there might be a better one, but this is what I enjoy. For a primary weapon, I went with Tigris Mark II Heavy Eviscerator. You can go with a heavy sword. I just prefer heavy eviscerator. It's good at light attack, same heavy attack. As it's not bad, I want higher damage, higher pen, higher cleave, target, and shredder. I do enjoy the blessings. The rampage, hitting at least 3 enemies with an attack increases your damage by 32% for 3 seconds. And the second, if we look at it, the second attack is a wide attack, which will hit many enemies. Same with the third, so it will more than likely hit more than one enemy, especially in the horde, so that will proc rampage. Rev it up, I just forget to special attack it, but it increased my movement speed, which, might help. But shredder, cleave, target, pen, and damage is what I'm looking for. This things I went with sprint efficiency, and just so I can catch up with the teammates, or since I don't have a gun, I have a flamer, I don't have much range, so I need to get close the distance as fast as possible to the enemy and smack him. Just you'll see me run to the enemy and slide so I can close the distance on the enemies that PvP me. And crit chance because, well, it's for the build. And like I said, you can go with heavy sword. I know them. I don't know if it's. I kind of forget if it's this one or a different sword that's better. But All right, cosmetics don't matter. This is the build. Well, this is the weapons again. I will get better ones. For talents, I went with Disdain for 5% on your next melee attack for each enemy hit, stacks up to 5 times. And then in a horde, that's huge. We'll have Disdain pretty consistent. For enemies within, enemies without, replenishes 2.5% toughness for per second while within 5 meters of at least 3 enemies. Huge in a horde, you know. I went with Anoint and Blood. You know, I don't really care for it. You know, more base range damage, good for the flamer for burning bosses or for burning other enemies. I know flamer doesn't do as much damage. I know there's better damage builds. One of Fortitude and Fellowship, 25% coherency, toughness, and regen. And since this is a support build with some damage capability, you know, allow me to regen coherency in my teammates. Purge and Clean for more damage against infested and unyielding enemies. I went with Restoring Faith. On taking damage, heal 25% of that damage. Occurs every 5 seconds. Allows me to get a little more tankiness. If you are using like a bolter or a different type of gun, you can go with Voice of Terror for replenish 2.5% toughness and ranged kill. Right. I went with Immolation Grenade just so I can kind of zone out enemies, and if we're doing objective, I can shut down pretty much one lane completely. And also allows me to do an extra damage on the boss. You know, throw it on the boss, get rid of the horde, or throw it on the horde, help with the boss, or not the boss, but you know, monstrosities, or assassination targets. Emperor's Bullet gives you melee attack 30% impact, strength, and 10% attack speed. Attack speed for 5 seconds after emptying your ranged weapons. You know, you use your flamer, which I believe counts as ranged, and then you just melee. Pretty nice. I went with Unrelenting, just for more sprint stamina cost. Allows me to sprint more. You know, again, I gotta close the distance fast as possible. Some enemies. And with a Shield of Contempt, when your ally in coherency takes damage, they gain 75% damage reduction for 4 seconds. Triggers every 10 seconds. Just allows me and my teammates to get a lot more damage reduction, to allows to be more tanky for 4 seconds every 10 seconds. That's huge, massive. I went with Hammer of Faith for 30% impact strength. I went with Beacon of Purity because, especially in the higher, when you get attacked by dogs, in the higher tiers, or you know, just anywhere, when you get attacked by dogs or enemies, you just get corrupted. You don't lose your wound due to going down, but if you just get a little corrupted, that allows you to heal. You can go with Benediction instead, but you will, you'll probably get fatal damage, just so allows you to be a little more tankier. Holy Revenant, when until death ends, you gain health based on damage you dealt during until death. And that allows you to be more tankier. Now, you can go with Duelist if you want to go and melee damage for 5 seconds when the stamina depletes, but that's if you go Benediction. I went with, again, Beacon of Purity just to allow myself to get some of the corruption off and my allies. Obvious choice, I went the Chorus of Spiritual Fortitude, with the Holy Relic that boosts the energy and replenishes my toughness and my allies' toughness. And if they're full, they get plus 20 toughness, up to 100 extra toughness, which is massive. And then we went with, obviously, Vanishing Light. It staggers, suppresses enemies, and allows me to push bosses and hordes a little bit away and keep them at bay, just so my teammates have a second to breathe. Or if we're getting overrun, and if one or two of my teammates is down, I can use that. My other teammate can pick up the teammate that's down. Just allows us a little bit of room to breathe. And with Holy Cause, gives us more damage reduction to me and my allies. It's huge again when we get attacked by a horde or by a boss or monstrosity, just so we get a little more tankiness. If you don't want to go with that, you can go with with the other one. I'm not gonna butcher it, which gives you 15% more damage. Or channeling 5 pulses grants 15% damage to you and your allies. It's pretty good if you're just trying to melt stuff faster, But I went with Holy Cause just because I usually play with just random people, so it just allows my team to be more tanky. I went with Faithful Frenzy for more melee attack speed since I am just a melee build primarily. I went with Martyr Purpose. Whenever I take one for 1% of the damage taken is converted to ability cooldown reduction, which allows me to use my Course of Spiritual Fortitude that much more. On the left side with Punishment, melee attacks that hit at least 3 enemies grant 30% impact strength for 5 seconds, stacks 5 times, at max stacks gain uninterruptible. It's a little harder to get, especially with good teammates, just because they'll just melt everything. I went with Master's Retribution, knock back the attacker and taking a melee hit, 10 seconds cooldown. You don't have to go with it. You can go with, where's it at? You can go with Stained Gunslinger, you know, if you really want to. Or if you want, you can go with melee backstab if you're into it, or replenish 2.5 toughness on ranged kill if you want to. I just went with that because I'm just primarily melee. I also went with Invocation of Death. Melee critical hits reduce combat ability cooldown by 1.5 seconds. And since we are melee primarily, and we have, Blazing Piety, which gives us crit chance, and even more crit chance, and our melee has crit chance. It allows us to crit much more, allowing us to proc our Course of Spiritual Fortitude that much more. I had it several times. I'm not sure if it'll be in a video, but in the game, testing it out, I had a few times where I would just use it, and like 5-10 seconds later, I would use it again. Instead of waiting a full minute, it would be like used it 10 seconds or 15 at most, boom, use it again. Which is why the Invocation of Death is huge. And then you get Blazing Piety, 15% crit hit chance for 8 seconds when in Fury. Fury is triggered when 25 enemies have died. But I went with Fury Rising, where critical hits also count towards triggering Fury. It just allows me to get into Blazing Piety that much more. And then when you're in Blazing Piety, if you kill an enemy, it refreshes that 8-second timer. So if you get lucky, you can just have it in the horn and just continuously pop it. Went with Righteous Warrior for more crit chance, just so I can proc more Invocation of Death, just so I can get more Course Spiritual Fortitude. That's pretty much the build. I hope you enjoyed the little clip in the beginning, and I hope you enjoyed at least 1 or 2 clips at the end of this video. But with that said, don't forget the possible giveaway if we get to 500 subs on the channel by November 12th. But with that said, hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget to stay awesome. Leave a like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.
It would be the making of you. I feel certain. Be judged.
It's been weeks since the main gate last opened, so you'll need a silence.
You shall not pass! Righteous duty!